Hey.
I would describe Bernadette as a nice mix of sweet and salty. She's got a bit of a temper, but she only uses it when absolutely necessary, and she's smart and loves her family very much, and doesn't take BS from anyone. I think the best part of playing Bernadette has been how we've had the ability to let the character evolve over time. She started out living with her mother and very sheltered.
Does your mother call you every day at work to see if you've had a healthy lunch?
And over the years, she's sort of found her big girl voice and married Howard, had 2 kids, and what's been so wonderful is getting to see that evolution, and the fact that when we originally met her, she didn't really like kids. She didn't know how she would interact with them.
I'm sorry. I know it makes me sound like a bad person, but I just don't like children.
And it's been really cool to follow that journey from her not knowing if she even wanted kids, to not knowing if she'd be a good mom, to the struggle of when she finally did become a mom, that moment of like, what is going on? And then just the very relatable struggle of like having to enter back into the workplace after being home and leaving her kids. And there was just some really raw emotion that was it was an honor to get to play. Some of my all-time favorite episodes, I think the first time that we saw some of Bernadette's attitude was when she assisted Howard at a children's birthday party where he was a magician.
That's it. No cake for you. Anyone else want to join the no cake club?
And she was his trusty assistant, and she was not happy dealing with the kids there. And that was early on when we got to see a part of this side of Bernadette that we hadn't seen in earlier episodes, where she just was shutting everyone down really, really quickly, left and right. And so that was one of my favorites. There's the scavenger hunt episode where all of us sort of paired off. Was one of the most fun to shoot. We laughed the entire way through it, to the point where we were in tears. We were laughing so hard.
Faster, faster, faster! Do you not know that word? It means more fast.
That one remains a favorite. And then Miss California Quiznos, where I got to get all dressed up in pageant gear, was by far one of the most fun things I've ever done.
You should pick me for Miss California Quiznos 1999 because I want to tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Especially since I'm from Jersey, so having any excuse to poof my hair out to those high extreme heights was just a joy. One of my favorite parts about Bernadette's relationship with Howard is how sexy she finds him. Whenever there's a moment for Bernadette to talk about how she loves the way he dresses, or there was an episode this season where Lauren Lapkus's character asks why Howard, and Bernadette's like, have you seen him?
Let me ask you a question. Howard, why?
You got eyes. What do you think?
That is my favorite. Just shows her extreme love for him, even though she's always like putting him in his place. The fact that we get to see these glimpses of how attracted she is to him, I think is awesome.
We now pronounce you husband and wife.
Bernadette's wedding was super special. I remember that we did a big fitting for the dress, and because I'm 4'11", we had to basically cut off an entire other wedding dress from the bottom of it. And I bet we can make like little mini Bernadette dresses from the remainder of that dress. But it was just, I love all the episodes where we're all together, and I just remember standing up there with Simon and looking at the cast and just being so overcome with emotion. And I've had those moments throughout the series, and maybe it's because of how I came into the show, that I was just supposed to be there for a one-time guest star. But some of those special episodes where I'm standing there and looking at the cast, and it almost feels like a dream where I'm looking at everyone. I'm like, I can't believe that this is my job and I get to do this, and I'm just forever grateful for it. Something that's always struck me about the friendship between Bernadette and Penny and Amy is the fact that they're brutally honest with each other at all times. Even if they try and slip around the truth occasionally, ultimately they're girlfriends that are just 100% real with each other. And the fact that they can do that and then move on and laugh and be there for each other. I think there was an episode early on where it was Amy and Bernadette were getting into a major fight about Sheldon and Howard's parking spot that they were fighting over, and each one was sort of like standing by their man and taking the other one down because of it.
Sheldon doesn't have a spot. Was it maybe in Howard's spot?
Don't play dumb with me, sister. You tell your husband he owes me $200.
And I just love that they were able to get into it, have that fight, and then immediately go back to their friendship. And I think it's a testament to how much love there is between them. One of my favorite episodes from this season was when Penny and Bernadette go to a pharmaceutical convention, and another company is trying to poach Penny, and it really pisses Bernadette off, and Penny and Bernadette get into it.
You only have this job because I gave it to you. You know who else was begging you to head up their sales team? Nobody.
That was so much fun to play, and we had just a blast doing that. I think one of the keys to Big Bang's longevity is the fact that the writers are so incredible. We have just genius architects behind this show who put the words in our mouth and who have made it what it is. And one of the benefits of having a show run this long is that we really have gotten to see these characters evolve in a very organic way. And it's sort of evolved into the show about the beauty of human potential in a way, because of the fact that these characters have had a chance to grow up, and the fact that they've all sort of become the best possible version of themselves and done things that they wouldn't necessarily have seen themselves doing before.